Hello everyone. I am glad to see on the second part of the recap on the wonderful Manhwa. If I have not seen the first part, then there is a link in the description or in the attached comment. Enjoy your viewing. It was as if small earthquakes were chipping away at the jungle. That my opponent was a tiger, were looking in the direction from which the sound came. It was so loud that all the local birds that had been sleeping in the trees all this time rose into the air. It seemed that there was no trace of my formidable opponent. Now this huge cat was standing in fear, and she was clearly uncomfortable. And then she let out a long squeal and started running away. Hey! Don't run away, I challenged you. What should I do now? I was already starting to panic that my task had failed, but at the same moment the task window popped up. The V's have completed a side mission. The saber-toothed tiger has escaped. Congratulations on the successful completion of the task. You have received 2 skill points, as well as the recognition of primitive people. Distribute the points manually. Wow, 2 whole skill points. But there was no time to rejoice, because somewhere here there is the very thing that caused the tiger to run away. The sound is getting closer, we need to get out of here as soon as possible. Taking a torch with me, I ran, pumping in the process. Add 1 point to strength and agility. Strength 1. Dexterity 1. Inhaling, I felt an instant surge of strength. My speed has become much higher. After walking some distance, I came across a small hollow. Shining a torch on myself, I found the refugees. Apparently they were hiding here in case of danger. Hey! I shouted loudly. I was surrounded by questioning looks. The main leader decided to speak. Hey! How did you survive? Didn't a saber-toothed tiger eat you? He even opened his mouth in surprise. Ha! I grinned and raised the battle axe above me. This insignificant saber-toothed tiger is nothing more than a big cat to me. As soon as I attacked him, he immediately took to flight. I said it as confidently as possible so that everyone present could hear me, and in my thoughts I added, haha. Kneel down. But it seemed they were just looking at me in surprise. And so it went on for a while. What's the matter? Are they not afraid of me this time? Didn't you hear what I said? It was already I thought. When suddenly one blonde girl came up to me, obviously shyly. I was surprised, and before I knew it, she was already squeezing my leg screaming. The benefactor. You saved us all. And the crowd repeated. You saved us all. Accept our gratitude. Become our leader. So we won't have to be afraid of the saber-toothed tiger again. Some even fell to their knees and bowed to me. Is this the reward for the task? The sympathy of primitive people? I didn't expect that this sympathy would be so strong. People kept bowing and begging me. Gathering all my leadership qualities into a fist, I began the speech. First, stand up. You're so welcoming, I can't let you down. Immediately, the crowd began to cheer. You not only agreed to live with us, but also agreed to become our leader. Some shouted. My God, how touching it is, I'm going to cry. The second shouted. You really are the most powerful. Still others shouted. Ho ho ho. He became an emperor so easily. In my head, I was already dressed in ceremonial clothes and raising the blade into the sky, not far from my imperial palace. Then I raised the axe and shouted. Everyone stand up. From now on, I am your king. A system notification immediately popped up. You have successfully joined an unnamed tribe. The main quest called Get Back on Your Feet is completed. You have received 3 band-aids, as well as 1 skill point. Please distribute the points manually. After a little thought, I decided to jump into something new. Add to the physical form, please. Physical form 1. I could instantly feel the pumping effect. Any improvement in abilities leads to qualitative development. The more points I add, the easier it will be to complete certain tasks. Then I remembered the second award. Band-aids, what kind of reward is this? System open inventory. I said it clearly and with an expression. And in an instant, the so-called inventory opened up in front of me, although to me it looked more like a huge virtual shelving, just like in games. And there lay my reward. A small flask with a green liquid. The system prompted the patch. Effective medicine for various injuries. Stops bleeding and promotes healing. The expiration date is 1 day. Wow, that's not how I imagined it. It also has an expiration date. Yes, and only 1 day. In other words, if I take it out of the inventory, I will need to use it within 1 day, or I will have to throw it away. Then I felt a dull pain in my back. That's right, that tiger got me. I'll take 1 band-aid, let's see how he copes with such a wound. Taking out a small green clot from the inventory, I splashed it on my back, and it seemed to spread alive through the affected area. And then it soaked into my skin, and the wound disappeared as if it had never existed. All this was happening in front of the locals, and they were delighted. Needless to say, even I was surprised. It's a surprisingly good thing, it can save my life at a critical moment. Meanwhile, the Aborigines shouted various words of surprise. Wow. Wow. I turned to the former leader of these people, who then fought with me. If one of you is injured, I can give you this medicine. But all I got in response was a loud shout. Oh, our king is so powerful. Thank you. At the same time, he shouted as if I was a kilometer away from him. That's right, I replied, otherwise how can I protect you? Since I'm your king, I need to get to know you better. After these words, I pointed my finger at the former leader. Let's start with you, introduce yourself and tell us about your skills. The big guy immediately took the image of a jock and exposing his muscles began to talk. My name is Shigu or Stone Bone, and before you came, I was the boss as well as the best in battle. He looked really strong, well, it was not for nothing, he had a huge body. Then a little guy in the skin spoke out. He looked like the guide dog from the picture. My name is a gun, and I'm good at hunting. Hunting is good because it is the most important source of food. Then there was another bully, not too smart in appearance. My name is Wolf Bone, and I can growl loudly and scare away wild animals. A useful skill. We must remember. Then there was another big guy. My name is Juan, and I am the strongest. But before he could finish, he was tapped on the shoulder. No. It came from behind him. What the big guy turned around and saw a cute face there. It's me who is the strongest, Sister Huangshi. Oh, it's you. Then she came up to me and said. Dear and dear king. My jaw just dropped at that moment. How is this even possible? My name is Shanlin Da, or Big Mountain. But you can just call me yes, Big. I can throw stones. Why am I not surprised? Is she the hidden boss of the game? And while I was thinking about this question, another girl introduced herself. My name is Shaw Shaw, and I can climb trees and pick fruit. Haha. You're really skinny. Is it really finally a normal person? Suddenly. Received a slight blow to the back of the head from behind. Turning around, I said irritably. Hey. Who hit me on the head? But what I saw calmed me down in an instant. I beg your pardon, king. My name is Au. Hi. Oh my god. I've never seen such big ones in my life. Ah, hello. I squeezed out. And these are my two sons, I haven't come up with names for them yet. She pointed to two toddlers who were standing nearby. I couldn't get the grin off my face. She also has children, I thought. What? What am I thinking about? The king? Suddenly someone shouted from below. I almost jumped aside in surprise. It was a small guy who then threw spears at me so successfully on the beach. I'm a Xiong hunter, I don't have any special skills. I have good eyesight and hearing, so I'm good at finding roads. And this Xiong can be very useful as a scout in the future. Then the others introduced themselves. And finally it was my turn. My name is Chen Li. You can call me king, boss, or brother Chen. I know everything about civilization, and I came here to pass on my knowledge to you. But even after my words, they stood and only blinked in discouragement. Brother Chen? Civilization? Apparently they didn't understand half of what I said. Sighing, I continued. I will teach you a lot later, so you will change. Simply put, I guarantee you that you will be able to eat meat every day. Meat every day? They seemed to freeze for a moment, but then they came to their senses and screamed. Wow! Glory to the king! Your Majesty! And other praising cries. Ding! The interface window appeared. The host's consciousness has been detected. The main quest has been activated ahead of schedule. Settle down. I immediately began to read the contents of this new assignment. The content of the quest. Help primitive people build homes, officially create a tribe, and increase the number of people to 50. Term. 15 days. Since the quest is launched ahead of schedule, an additional 3 days are added to you. The time limit is 18 days. Reward for the quest. 3 skill points, as well as a large treasure chest and inheritance. Another main quest? I looked at the people who were standing in front of me. Even if you count these guys, there are only 15 of us now. In 18 days, you need to expand the tribe to 50 people. This will happen only by joining other tribes. It looks like these 18 days will not be the easiest, you will have to try your best. A large chest and an inheritance. This is the first time I've seen such an award. I hope I will not be deceived, I will look forward to it. While I was thinking about it and learning about the skills of all the members of the tribe, night fell. The moon illuminated the forest and the mountains that lay nearby. My subjects did not hesitate to lie down to sleep right on the ground. I was lying among them, but I couldn't sleep in one eye. I stood up abruptly and started thinking out loud. Damn. Tired of it. This lawn rubs me all over, I can't sleep. And then, how can you conquer the world on an empty stomach? I'll find something to eat first. Looking at the sleeping aborigines, I even felt sorry for them. These guys are so simple-minded, they didn't even leave a sentry. Damn. My stomach is rumbling. Where can I get food? And then a brilliant idea came to my brain. Precisely. Remembered. There was also a lot of fried meat. Who knows, maybe they haven't eaten it yet. We need to see. And then a real scene played out in my head. The brain seemed to be divided into an angel and a demon. The angel spoke. That giant beast capable of scaring off a saber-toothed tiger may still be roaming around somewhere nearby. And the demon objected. Well, you can't wait for starvation. We have to take a chance. After listening to both sides, I patted my cheeks. Enough worries, I don't think I'll run into this creature. With these thoughts, I took an axe out of my inventory and moved towards the former savage camp. Forward. Fortunately, the moon was shining quite brightly, so it was not difficult to navigate. Arriving at the place, I took a suitable shelter and began to observe. Very quiet. I thought. You have to be careful. The meat is really still being heated on the fire. After looking around, I came out of hiding and came closer to the fire. Coming up, I noticed a couple more pieces of meat and a rabbit lying nearby. And here I see there is another prey. Now that I'm king, I can't just take care of myself. Having found the likeness of a vine, I tied it around the prey. I'll take this to the guys. Let's run. After taking all the food, I went back. On the way to the shelter, I noticed something strange. Trees were scattered here and there. What's happening? It feels like the terrain has changed. And while I was thinking about it, I lost my vigilance. Not seeing an obstacle in front, I fell into a small pit. Damn. I swore on landing. Who dug this damn hole here? What? In front of me, I saw my shadow. Strange. A shadow? Where does the moonlight come from in this jungle? Stop. At that moment, I realized that I was not in a pit, but in a huge footprint left by some huge creature. What is this for such a huge footprint? And the trees were all uprooted. There was clearly someone walking here. Is it an ostrich? No. There are no such huge ostriches. Is it really? Damn. The thought came to mind so spontaneously. I'm a complete fool. I've seen a saber-toothed tiger. I should have guessed right away. It's not just the era of wild beasts here. These are the scariest creatures that have ever inhabited the planet. From this thought, I was horrified. But he did not stay in one place for a long time. We need to find a safe place as soon as possible and settle there. We can't delay a minute. That's exactly the plan that popped into my head. At dawn, all the residents were already on their feet. This chicken head is mine. A fight broke out. A fight over food. Give me the meat. Ah. Give it here. The clearing was filled with screams and shouts of division. I've been watching this for a while. But I quickly got bored. Taking a deep breath, I shouted. Everyone stop. Stop where you are. Everything immediately quieted down, and frozen muzzles with meat in their teeth stared at me. These guys do not know how to share, make a fire, do not know politeness, and the rules of economy. They have a lot to learn. Exhaling, I began to speak. Today's food will primarily go to those who go hunting. Who's with me? The former boss of this lobby took the speech. The king. We usually take turns hunting. Yesterday it was me, a gong, and Huangshi. Today it's the turn of Liu Tang, Hai Zhu Tiao and Wolf Bone. And then he made a faithful doggy expression and said. But today the king himself is with us, we all want to go. And then all the guys joined him. Yes. And while they were doing bullshit, I noticed that the scout boy was depressed. This kid is probably afraid of me because he thinks that I have a grudge against him for catching me yesterday. We need to figure out how to cheer him up. And then I turned my gaze back to the goons. Well, if that's the case, I said, then let's all go together. I wanted to choose a place for the whole family to build a new house there. Sensing someone's presence from behind, I turned around. A big girl was already standing there. King, what is a family? She asked. Family is when you and your loved ones live together in one place, just like the roots of this tree. I came close to a huge tree trunk. They go deep underground, providing the family with food and security. Really? The girl said, and a second later, I was already in an embrace, such that I immediately understood why she was nicknamed the mountain. Then I can live with the king? She asked. Trying to pull away, I said. Yes. From now on we are all family, so of course we will live together. Haha. Smiling, the girl raised her hands in a victorious form and screamed. The king wants to live with me. The king wants to have a child with me. Recovering from heavy, in every sense, hugs, I added. Do not invent non-existent rules. King, where do you want to build a new house? The former leader asked me. Come to me and listen. Instantly, I was surrounded from all sides. I found a suitable wand and began to draw on the ground. See. First of all, we need a large and flat piece of land. The plain will be the best. In the north there are mountains, and in the south there is a river. This will not only make it easier for us to extract drinking water, irrigate fields, extract firewood and minerals, but also provide a safe closed area. This will significantly reduce the risk of an attack. There should be a forest on the other side of the river. Firstly, for hunting and collecting food, and secondly, in order to find seeds and wood for agriculture and the construction of houses. And finally, it would be ideal if the sea were nearby. The delta of the river can provide fertile land and a favorable environment for further training in swimming skills. The people surrounding me didn't seem to understand my ideas at all, but they were delighted with the drawings. But suddenly, the same scout raised his voice. The king, the place you're talking about. I know where it is. Grabbing the boy by the shoulders, I happily asked. Really? Then take us there soon. If you really find such a place, you will become the first minister. The guy's eyes lit up, but then an obvious tremor passed through his body. This place is not far to the east, he said. But, Your Majesty, it's better not to go there. There is a herd of bulls there, which it is better not to mess with. Bulls? I thought, and immediately presented a huge benefit from this case. What's there to be afraid of? Even better if we have a herd of cattle. It will provide us with a large amount of good meat, and you will gain herding skills. Very good. I shouted enthusiastically. Our current prey is a herd of calves. Brothers, pick up your weapons and hit the road towards our new home. With these words, we raised our weapons to the sky. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, then put a like and the third part will not keep you waiting. All bye.